Premium sports cars deserve premium sound. Stay tuned to see what we did to a Ferrari 575 Maranello. So, a Ferrari 575, it's a Grand Tourer, it's a sports car. It does pretty much everything you want it to do. It's got a whomping great big V12 in it that wants to sing and just be opened up and allowed to take you across continents, mile munching, doing it in absolute luxury and style, obviously. I can totally see why the owner's got this car. It's a stunning bit of kit. It looks gorgeous. It just wants to be driven. As soon as you start it up, it just fills the whole area with sound. And I can totally appreciate why a lot of people might turn around and say, why do you want audio in there? Why do you want a sound system in there? You've got a right foot, and that's your sound system right there. And yes, I would agree. If you were using this for just a weekend, if you rented it for a weekend, borrowed it for a weekend or something like that, then yeah, you're not probably going to be bothered about listening to music in it. You're just going to want to hear it, induction, exhaust, the lot, all the time, and do that. But as we all know, when we're actually driving day to day, there's plenty of occasions when you might just want to chill out. You might just want to sit back, relax a bit. Yeah, still enjoy the road you're driving down or enjoy that journey because of the nice car you're in. But you're going to want to listen to music, and you want to listen to music well. The other thing, and I'm a big believer in this, and I do this a lot, is enjoying my favourite roads linked with music. So, you've got that lovely sweeping curves of a B road or a slightly larger A road that you can really get some, movement going down. You've got a track on your favourite track that you know really well, and just at those key points you can drop it down a cog, hear the engine sing along with the music, and it all just builds into a peak moment. Bit like in movies, we've all got those favourite tracks, favourite scenes in movies where the car's winding down a road and there's that song in the background. You just think, I want to do that. Well, you can only do that with better audio, because as much as the car is awesome, if you've got a lackluster system in there that, it's a 2003 car, technology wasn't that great back then. Even though it had been upgraded, still wasn't that great. It needs to be improved so you can really get that full experience of driving a stunning car with some stunning music. So let's have a little look at what we fitted and sort of how it's been fitted into the car and things. And yeah, we'll go from there. The car came to us with a Blaupunkt singled-in Stockholm head unit. So that's one of the retro style head units that enables, DAB. I think that's the CD player, because the customer wanted to be able to play CDs and things. And it was all right. He wasn't overly keen on how it worked, but for an older style looking unit that has modern features and obviously fits the car, then it sort of worked. That was then feeding into a small Hertz 4-channel amp that was mounted under the passenger seat, which was then feeding some Audison speakers. Now, normally, absolutely 100% Audison little Prima speakers, cracking bits of kit, as long as you can get the best out of them and things like that. So with this car, it can only have 5-inch speakers installed in the front and in the rear. Obviously there's components in the front up on the dash where the tweeters are and things, but you're limited to size. So yeah, little Primas in the doors and in the rear mountings at the back there. And then just behind the passenger seat was a Hertz active subwoofer that was just sort of fitted there. And he just wasn't happy with it. It didn't sound very clear. It sounded kind of weirdly boomy at times. And actually when it got here, I had a listen to it, and yeah, it was strange. It sounded like a very basic system that someone had sort of upgraded and gone, oh, let's have some slightly better speakers and a sub, and it sounded very segregated. It was very trebly up front, very high and tinny, and then just a bit boomy behind you. And there wasn't that full immersion of sound. So I then, after having a chat with him and more of the sort of idea of what he enjoys and what he was looking for, I then came up with a plan. So we decided to first start off with the head unit. Let's get rid of that Blaupunkt and give him bit more functionality, and also we can then get a bit more out of it in terms of the whole system. Plus also, these things are a cracking looking bit of kit. This is obviously the Pioneer SXT C10 PS. We've recently fitted one of these into an Alpina Z8. That was a lovely bit of motor, and you know, fitted in there beautifully and did everything we needed to. And this does exactly the same in here. Ties in perfectly with the age of the car, gives you all the functionality you could possibly need. We haven't admittedly done any sort of dab in it, purely because it didn't come with dab originally. The way the dab was done with the Blaupunkt head unit wasn't ideal and wasn't really providing much of a dab signal, and we didn't want to stick a dab antenna on the window because it's just not going to suit this car. So we had a chat with the customer and we said, look, you can download radio apps onto your phone, you can connect your phone to the head unit, and then you can play whatever radio stations you like through your phone and then through the head unit, which he seemed pretty happy with. And after we explained all the other bonuses with this in terms of being able to download high quality music onto your phone or onto a player and then play it through, then he was more than happy with that. So Pioneer is taking care of the source, and then we're moving on from there. Feeding down under the passenger seat, we then have an Audison Forza. This is the AF M8.14. So this is an amplifier with DRC built in. The reason I chose this was because it gives us the ability to fully tune the system and get the most out of everything that's fitted in the vehicle. So we've got good signal coming from the head unit, then coming into the amplifier, which can then be tuned, and then that's feeding out to some Morel Elate Carbon Pros in the front, and then actually we kept the little 5-inch Prima coaxials in the back, purely because we were going to be using the Audison DSP. So let's talk about the rear first. Because we're using the Audison Forza and we can tune everything, it means that those little Audison Prima speakers actually can be put to use in the best possible way. They can really stretch their legs, and we can get them to do exactly what we need them to do. Because they're cracking little speakers. There's nothing wrong with them. They're really nice, really good. It's just before they weren't being used to their best of their ability. So after a little bit of sound treatment in those speaker pods as well, so a bit of sound deadening in there, and also some soft wave, all taken care of by Comfort Mat for us. That's created a much better air environment for those speakers to work, and then obviously be controlled by the amplifier. Then in the front, because obviously it's a serious car, I wanted to fit serious speakers, which is why I suggested the Morel Elate Carbon Pros. These things are gorgeous. Not only do they sound incredible, but also they look incredible. And actually, there was another reason for it. Where the tweeters are mounted in the factory positions in the dash, after having a look at it and how we needed to access it, there was going to be a lot of serious dismantling. Obviously, you know, glove box had to come out anyway because of running cables and things. That's not a problem. But getting up under the dash to get to those tweeters and things, it was looking like there was some serious gear that was having to come out. So I had a chat with the customer and I said, look, if we fit these Pro model, they then feature the Elate Carbon Alto tweeters, which are a much larger size tweeter and a very, very capable tweeter. And then if we fit them down in the lower kick panels, yes, it's a much lower area to be playing from. And if they weren't being tuned, then yeah, you'd get a weird soundstage. But because we were then using the DSP for tuning, it means we can create that soundstage we want. And now you sit in the car and it's like, yeah, someone's playing on the dash for you. It's like your own personal concert. It's quite incredible. And then moving from there, obviously, because we've got the mids and the tweeters and then the coaxials in the rear, that's all sounding very lightweight, isn't it? There's no real heavy bottom end going on. You know, we've removed a Hertz active sub, we need something. So I then opted for an 8-inch Audison APS S8R, so that's the single voice coil sub, which has then gone into a custom made sub box that fits in where the original sub was actually. And then that is also being run off the last two channels of the Forza bridged, so it gets as much power as it can. And obviously, because it's a small cabin, it really does its job well. Customer's not into massively heavy bass, so didn't have to worry too much about delivering kind of, you know, full pounding bass. Just needed good, controlled, tight and concise bass that gives you that full solid foundation to any music you're listening to, you know, from classical music through to jazz, even through to, you know, old school bit of kind of fun pop rock like Joe Cocker and things like that, which is what I found in the CD collection. So this system combined all together delivers a really nice complete sound. And then just for that final little bit of tweaking that the customer can use, he can then tweak the amount of sub he gets using the DRC AC, which is mounted in the center console on a nice little panel that I made to replace just an original blank panel that was there. So it just gives him that extra little bit of functionality that if he has got something that's got a little bit more bass in it and he wants to wind the sub down, it's easy. It's at the touch of a button, little twist of a knob, and he's there. So let's jump in and just see how it all looks and how it integrates nicely with the car. Just before we look in the car, have a look at everything we fitted, we also not only did we do sound treatment in the rear pods for the rear speakers, we also sound treated the doors as well, to the best of our ability in terms of how the door has been made and how much access we have to be able to do things and how much material we can apply. But we went with our stage 2 and well, stage 4 as well, sound treatment. So that's 2.5mm Comfort Mat Vespa on the outer layer of the door, which is the sound deadening material to just firm up that door a little bit. Yes, there's a lot of vibration throughout the whole car from the engine, but it just stops that sort of resonance. And then as an extra layer on top of that, we used the 6mm Integra panel liner, which adds more mass as well still and reduces more resonance. But because it's softer, it stops some of those reflective sound waves kind of bouncing back and around the door and things. It's a busy old door, a lot of window mechanism things, but it just all kind of adds to giving a nicer environment for the speakers to work in. And then some 15mm soft wave on the back of the door card, again, just to catch anything else that's going on in there and still create a nicer environment for those speakers to work. So then taking a look inside, it's a gorgeous interior. What a stunning place to be. You can just see down in the lower kick panel there, we've got the tweeters just sitting there nicely. Speaker obviously tucked in behind the door card, all hidden away, looking as factory as it can. And as I said, even though the tweeters are really down low, and if it hadn't been tuned, yes, you would get a strange kind of very low sea of music that would be down by your feet. But because of that tuning, we were able to lift that soundstage so that you've got people playing on your dash essentially. So you've got your own personal concert going on inside the car. And then moving across, you can see the Pioneer just sat there, just tying in perfectly with the age of this car. Such a good looking head unit, that, with its modern functionality, but its awesome retro style going on. Obviously it has so many different illumination options in there that the customer can decide, if he's not a big fan of the light blue. I quite like the light blue myself. It's kind of refined and subtle, but he can have a play with that at his leisure. And then moving back from there, you can see the DRC AC controller just sitting there nice and pretty in its own little panel. And keen Audison fans out there will notice that it's got red illumination on there, which is normally for subwoofer control. And that is because on this instance, what I've done is I've actually removed all the different settings you can have on the controller and just stuck with just having the subwoofer on there. And I've done that to allow the customer to just enjoy the system and use the main volume on the Pioneer, because I find a lot of customers just through habit use the volume on their main head unit. So I went with, let's just keep it nice and simple. He can have subwoofer control on the controller, main volume on the Pioneer, and then you can just enjoy the system, let it all bed in and let it all just open out until it's all, you know, just playing beautifully, and he's gotten used to it all. Then later on, once it's had that time to all bed in and he's gotten used to the system and the novelty is worn off, and he's stopped just kind of going, oh, how's this track sound? Oh, how's that track sound? And jumping from genre to genre and skipping all over the place. Once he gets to the point where, you know, he gets in the car, puts on an album, settles into it, settles into the journey, and just sits there and thinks, oh, it sounds stunning here. That's when you start to hear if it maybe needs a little tweak. You know, your ears might pick up on a bit more treble, your ears might pick up on a bit more bass, and then depending on how he feels about it, he can then come back, we can give him a retuning, or we can just tweak some little bits and pieces here. And also then, if he does want a bit more functionality from the DRC controller, then that's not a problem at all. I can give him that functionality. But I think for the time being, when he first picks it up and he hears how complete and clear yet soft, and it's got a sumptuous sound to it, it's got a real kind of good solid foundation to it. Once he hears that, I think he's going to be pretty blown away, because we've all sat in it and had a listen and you can't help but smile. It sounds stunning in there. And like I say, if he wants to come back and have a bit more functionality, maybe an extra preset added or whatever he wants to do, then we can do that. But for the moment, I think he's going to be perfectly happy. So really, I think I'm going to sign it off there. It's been a gorgeous car to work on this, seeing this every morning and things in the workshop and getting to be in it and around it and things. They're gorgeous things. I totally get the appeal of a Ferrari, especially a front engine rear wheel drive beast like this. It's a stunning bit of kit. And then being able to fit gorgeous audio into it that is incredible to just be around and enjoying, you know, touching and fitting and, you know, making sure it's going to perform to the best of its ability is cracking. It's what it's the best bit of my job, actually. I love it. So you know, if you've got a car like this, or friends have got a car like this and they would like to have something fitted, because obviously old cars can have audio, or any car can have audio, and why wouldn't you want better music in your car? You want to go enjoy your car, enjoy music. You either want to go and get the hammer down and enjoy those tunes with it, or you just want to cruise lazy and enjoy the whole sensation of driving your car with better music. Then please get in touch, talk to us about what it is you'd like. We'll give you suggestions and then we'll go from there. And in the meantime, watch some more videos, check out some more audio installs we've done, and make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching.